After the Sengoku Jidai, peace reigned for 200 years. In Kyoto, the emperor continued as divine head of state. But real power was held by the Tokugawa shogunate. For 2 centuries, they ruled with absolute authority. Japan prospered. The people were content. In 1853, American warships changed everything. The Shogun welcomed the West and signed the Treaty of Peace and Amity. The gates to Japan were open. Trade was established, but the agreements favored the Western powers. The economy faltered, and the people suffered. In 1863, the emperor overruled the shogun. An imperial decree ordered the expulsion of all Western powers. 10 years of diplomacy cast into the sea. The Western powers gave their answer.
Prepare to run out the guns. On my command, fire!
The emperor brought death to his people. The imperialists would pay for their misguided actions. Order had to be restored. To strengthen our position, the Shogun allied with the French. We will study their ways and discover their secrets. Only then can we destroy the fools around the emperor and return honor to Japan. The Shogun must be victorious.
Hello guys, and welcome to a new campaign today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you Total War Shogun 2. And I am really excited to get into this campaign. It was the second highest voted on my latest poll to play a Fall of the Samurai campaign. So that's what I'm going to be looking to do. And I did have a suggestion on top of a donation on my stream, which was to play the Aizu. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's jump in to a new campaign, Fall of the Samurai. And today we're going to be playing the Aizu. So the Aizu are the hardest start, I think, out of all of the nations available. Every other one, except from the Sioux here, have normal or easy starts. So the Aizu are going to be our choice today. We're going to be playing a short campaign. We're not going to be going for a long or even domination campaign, quite simply because I don't want to run two like world domination or Japanese domination in this case campaigns either side, because otherwise it gets pretty tedious when both campaigns last a very long time. I want to keep the content fresh as I can, so we're going to be going for a short campaign this time round. If it's really popular and you guys want to see me continue it, then when we get towards the end of the short campaign part, I might continue it. But otherwise, we'll have to wait and see. But let's have a look at the Aizu. Aizu is ruled by the Matsudaira clan. The Aizu Matsudaira family owes its position and even the family name entirely to its long-standing links to the Tokugawa shoguns. By history and by inclination, Aizu is the principal domain of the shogunate at the start of the Boshin War. A strong traditionalist streak has made the Matsudaira sponsors of the Shizengumi, former Ronin, now loyal to the shogunate. This gives the Aizu domain Shizengumi agents and units an experience bonus, as well as cheaper traditional military units. So they are the traditionalists. They get minus 10% to the cost of constructing castles, which is nice for defense in general. We have minus 10% to the cost of Shizengumi actions, minus 10% to the recruitment of traditional units, and plus 1 to the experience of traditional units. So basically, we're going to be running into hails of gunfire with traditional units for the most part, at least for the first half of the campaign. Then in the later part, I think everybody gets guns anyway, so we're going to be using those later on. I think with the support of the French, I think the Aizu are supported by. So yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to be playing it on very hard, and let's start the campaign.
Aizu domain. Loyal to the Tokugawa shogunate for centuries, our family was granted these lands and the clan name of Matsudaira in honor of our service. Now, the shogun is under threat from those who seek to put power into the emperor's hands. This cannot be allowed to happen. Our first priority should be to strengthen relations with those still loyal to the shogun. His seat of power in Edo is close, but there are many lords in neighboring domains who do not share his vision. These seditious elements must be eliminated, their lands taken for the good of our own domain. Finally, if we are to prevent our misguided foes from taking power, Edo and Kyoto must not fall into imperial hands. When full-scale war between shogunate and imperial forces finally comes, the people of Aizu will be there, defending Japan's best interests in the face of adversity. For the shogun!
Here we are. We already have a mission issued, developing our potential. Although it saddens me to see our culture diluted by the barbarian ways of the Westerners, there are many advantages to embracing their technology. To conduct advanced research, we must first increase our capacity for development by building up our civic and industrial infrastructure. Objectives: increase your clan's development level, and that will give us plus 50% wealth generated by buildings across all provinces for 12 turns. Very nice indeed.
The war is a conflict between the forces of the shogunate and those of the emperor. Every clan must pledge allegiance to one or the other. The object of the campaign game is to secure allegiance to our cause and capture territory. When our clan's fame reaches a certain level, we must choose to rally behind one power or the other, or attempt to assume personal control of the country. This last option will lead to all but our most loyal allies turning against us.
Okay, so when we get to the end, or towards the end, we can attempt to assume personal control of the country, which would be pretty cool to do. But I'm not sure we'll have time to in a short campaign. Obviously, it's going to be up to you guys if I continue this or not. I'll give you guys the option when I make a new poll, whether or not to go for like domination of Japan or whatever. But either way, I've set up a couple of recruitment here. We're going to get one Spear Levy and one White Tiger Force. White Tiger Force are decent for just facing off against enemy guns, whilst the sort of Spear Levy sort of close the gap. Then we have also started to build tenant fields here, because that increases our wealth generated by farms by 450, which is actually quite significant. Right, meanwhile, let's have our army move towards our enemies, which are the Shimodzuki, by the looks of things. What the army's like. We can move our Shizungumi in. Yeah, let's move our Shizungumi in here.
For the Shogun.
And we'll zoom down here. Now, one thing I think you can do is move an army to a railway.
Journey completed.
And once you actually upgrade it to a railway station, you can actually move stuff across railways, like in one turn, which is really, really cool. So we'll have to look into doing that in the future. But in the meantime, I'm just going to move my forces to the border here. We're going to get our forces out of Fukushima and have them move down as well. Although it might be worth keeping the general in there.
Time to rest, my lord.
Never mind, doesn't really matter. But this Shizungumi, I think he slowly converts populace to support the Shogun. So if we jump into Fukushima here, we are 100% pro-Shogun. So we'll try and change things at Shimodzuki before we take it over. Alright, the other thing we have to do is move our navy. So let's split up our navy. I'm just going to go search for new factions to trade with.
We must rest a while. We sail for glory.
There we go. And if we go into our diplomacy, actually, speaking of trade, we can set up some trade. So let's talk to the Sendai first. We will request a trade agreement and an alliance.
To see honest friends.
I'll ask for some money as well.
And talk of many things.
500. They might be able to come to an agreement.
Perhaps,
Maybe
if
a little
you
bit
listen
less.
to my offer, you will find some merit in the idea. Perhaps, if you listen to my offer, you will
Go on,
find
give me
some
something
merit
for it.
in the idea.
We're just going to have to
Perhaps,
take the normal
if you listen
agreement.
to my offer, you will find some merit.
There we go.
You have spoken
Allies
well,
and trade partners
and
with the
I am
Sendai.
persuaded. I will accept your offer. My good friend.
Okay, anyone else who we can trade with? That's actually revealed quite a few more nations to us, which is nice. We've got the Morioka. They are indifferent. We have the same allegiance. But we have past grievances minus 75.
Let us hope that today ends well. Now speak of your
Use
wishes
this
and
option to
intentions.
officially declare war on another clan.
Request alliance. Might be able to come to an agreement. 1,400.
Let us speak.
Not sure if that's a good idea at the moment. What about the Yonezawa? Get a trade agreement with them.
An unexpected meeting may, with hindsight, turn out to be welcome. Let us see.
Let's offer
what
some
happens
money.
here.
Start small. Okay, 300 is satisfactory. So how about like 100? Okay, we'll go like 200
I
then.
am here to
I'm
listen.
being well stingy
When you
here.
have spoken and spoken in honesty, I will.
God damn it.
Please.
What am I doing? I need to offer
Sometimes
300 again,
travelers meet
because that was
and
satisfactory,
profit
wasn't
by
it? Yep.
Shall we?
Okay, cool. That set up 3 trade routes. That's brought up our income to 853. If we go into our finance, each of those don't bring in too much. It's just tariffs at the moment. It's because we don't own any resources. In terms of taxes, can we raise our taxes a little bit? No. What about lowering tax? Maybe that would be a good idea, so that we don't reduce our town growth, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not looking to grow the town just yet. I don't really have the cash to. We do have some cash left over. I'm tempted to upgrade the port because that will allow us to trade with more people. So yeah, let's go for that as well. And then we can add more Spear Levy and White Tiger Force to the queue next turn. Well, I might just spam out the spear levy, honestly, because then we can just run down their forces and engage them. Pretty sure, like, most, like, matchlock Kachi, like, early on, are pretty terrible in melee. They don't have amazing accuracy, so you can quite simply just put all of your infantry into, like, loose formation and charge them down. Let's try that, actually. We'll just buy loads of spear levy. They're really cheap, and they have, like, less upkeep costs, so yeah, we'll try that. As for clan development, this is our technology. We need to increase our clan development, so let's get the consular court maybe, because that gives us extra +10 to diplomatic relations, which would be good for setting up more alliances and more trade agreements down the line. Epic architecture gives us -10% to the cost of constructing settlements across all provinces. Shipyard increases accuracy of ships and cost of reducing, or minus cost of constructing ports and so on. No. She gives us matchlock Kachai, or Kachi, and then we have the Banzai and fire arrows abilities, and arm steel gives us access to the barracks, which unlocks Azure Dragon Force and Revolver Cavalry, and gives us modernization. So I think we need to get modernization first. So we're going to go for consular court. That will hopefully enable us to acquire more trade agreements. And yeah, that should do nicely. Right, as for our clan management, I don't think there's much we need to do here. We can convert allegiance if we wanted to, but we're not going to. We're going to remain supportive of the Shogun. Let's end the turn. I think that's pretty much it. Okay, let's continue down. We're not going to move into enemy territory, as I assume because it's winter we're going to get attrition, so we're not going to bother with that. We're just going to have more of these spearmen come round, recruit a couple more as well. Good thing about them is they are relatively high rank off the bat, which is nice. Right, so we're just going to have our ships continue to explore. The idea being that I want to reveal as many nations as possible so that I can start trading with them. So we've encountered 2 more clans, the Koga and the Josai. So can we trade with them? We can trade with the Mito, but they are hostile. Okay, so nothing else left to do. Maybe just save the cash next turn. We're making 669 per turn. Obviously building all of these spear levy is causing a little bit of an issue. But yeah, should be okay. Let's move on to the next turn. We've got to build a force strong enough to take on our enemies anyway. Okay, capture the following province. Shimozuki, that will give us the Shogun's authority. Improves the spread of pro-shogunate sentiment across all provinces. Nice. Imperialist forces seek to move against the shogunate. We must claim their territory for ourselves if we are to prevent them from overthrowing the shogun. Right, so we're going to have as many of our forces as possible just group up. And yeah, we'll try and take on this army here. Few more, pop out please. This is tanking our income, but it's necessary if we want to win. Land destroyed already. Koga and the Odawara have been found. Okay. Still no more trade available because ports at home province are... Oh, okay, hang on. The ports in your home province are at full capacity. Yeah, okay. So that's why I'm upgrading the port. Good. 2 more turns until that's available. And the turn again. We might get attacked actually by the nation we're at war with. No, we have not been. Okay.
Sir!
That's annoying because they can reinforce quicker than we can.
Ready for orders. Gather
So as you can see, it's taking us our sweet time to like get these guys to the front line.
At your command.
Oh well, we'll just make sure to build up as many as we can, and then we can just run down their levy infantry. Oh, their levy infantry are terrible. If they have more of those,
Shinsengumi are
would
able
be
to
good.
subdue dissident elements of the population by increasing...
right, we can't coerce them because that's their daimyo. We can incite revolt at Shimotsuki though.
Yes, my lord. Ready for battle. At your service.
Right, let's continue with our ships.
Steady as we go. All hands on deck. We must rest a while.
Gotta make sure we're staying near enough to the coast to reveal plans that we can potentially trade with. Where's my other fleet? There they are.
For orders. Moving out. We sail for glory.
Right, so again, just encountering more clans. We'll move around Aizu and just continue all the way down the coast. Anyone who's particularly friendly with us. These guys are friendly, but we're already allied. The Yonezawa are now friendly with us. Maybe we should ally with them as well.
In a spirit of friendship, speak of your times.
Cannot
and
ally
I
with an
will answer
enemy of my
presently.
allies. Okay. What about the Josei? Western Alliance.
In a spirit of friendship.
Never mind. Looks like they're doing relatively well down there though. They've already got themselves a second settlement. Everyone else is either indifferent or hostile. Right, well, that's all. Move on to the next turn again. We'll have a battle eventually against these people we're at war with, and then that will lead on to future battles, I hope. Right, now it's spring as well. We can actually move into their territory and maybe provoke them a little bit. So spring gives us +1 happiness across all provinces. Nice.
Ready for battle.
Let's just continue to move forwards as much as we can.
Journey at ease, man.
Yeah, let's move into their territory here.
Marching now. At ease.
I am ready to serve.
Our construction report, the port and tenant fields were both finished, so our incomes actually stayed relatively the same. Now that we have our port done, let's see about trading. We should probably trade with people who like us a little bit. So maybe the Odawara would be good here. They have 2 settlements. We can hover to see how much we would get from trading with each. The Edo and the Odawara. Okay, we'll trade with the Odawara.
An unexpected meeting may, with hindsight, turn out to be welcome. Let us see what happens here.
We'll demand 300. Okay, never mind. 100. Thank you. Right, anyone else we can trade with? No, just them. So that's improved our income a little bit, which is nice. That would allow me to recruit a couple more spear levy. And that's going to be pretty much it after that. We're not going to be able to support anymore.
Your orders, my lord.
I like that they're all rank 3 though. That's really useful, especially for the morale. Right, where are my fleets? This fleet needs to
All hands on deck.
go and find more nations.
Drop down.
Ready for orders.
Setting sail, sir. Steady as we go.
Oh, good. There's like so many nations being found. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to actually discover nations sooner than later, because I feel like on very hard difficulty, people are just going to hate you for no reason. So the Josei are very friendly.
Come, let us take tea and talk.
Let's be allied
Then after we
with
have
them.
agreed,
Let's try and
what
get some
other
money for that.
pleasures will we enjoy? Consider
that'll do.
my offer.
We'll take that military alliance. Who else could we be friendly with? The Odawara, maybe? I think becoming friendly with too many people and allying with too many people could be detrimental to us. Just because what will happen is allies will turn on allies, and then we just screw up a relationship with everyone. I want them to turn again. Hopefully we can take this settlement soon. Oh, we're being attacked. Here we go. So, levy infantry, matchlock kachai or kachi. We got some yariki to worry about, but we do have 2 units of cav in our general, so that's fine. This is gonna be an interesting battle actually. We'll have our gunmen in the middle, maybe the katana kachi to kind of like defend those, and then just have the spear levy charge their levy on the flanks. This is definitely going to be an interesting battle, to say the least. Let's quick save and fight it on the battle map. So the first battle here, it's on a relatively flat field, I think, with some rocks in the way and a little bit of a hill there. They go up onto the hill though, which should still be fine. I think the main thing is going to be relying on my cavalry to do a lot of work, since it's 2 generals. Let's sort out our rifle units and spread out like so. We'll have these guys on the flanks. We'll go loose formation, and then we'll go like so on the same on the other side. Loose formation, spread them out. There we go. Generals can just sort of stick behind for now. Have one there and one there. Make sure they're encouraged, and we'll have the katanas with those. Alright, cool. I might just have the generals with the spear infantry so they can charge down. We're going to make that one big group. Yeah, and we're going to keep it locked. Alright, so we can start the battle here.
Today, sir, we defend.
And we're going to move up like so.
Moving out.
Brilliant. The range should help us out against their forces actually, because they rely mostly on guns, whereas we do not. So hopefully the rain actually works in our favour. That would be very nice indeed. Also, one cool thing is, because it's so dark and our uniforms are all black, it's almost as if we're hidden. Only it worked out that way in the mechanics of the game.
My lord. Swift as the wind, my lord.
We're just going to get into position. And we're going to make sure we engage. Alright, let's charge in. Okay, they're not coming at me with anything special over here. It's fine. Let's just pause it a sec, because I'm not entirely sure how we're doing here. The matchlock catch I have just been absolutely wrecked. We've got our spear levy coming in. Let's turn our men inwards, and I think we're being charged down possibly by the Yariki, but maybe I could just shoot them to death. Get my general around the back. These guys need to run in. Let's continue. On this flank, we need to make sure that my general gets into position to charge into the back of them.
Sir, your general is under attack.
Okay, so we've got a nice charge in on that side. Let's charge into the back of these levy infantry and we'll charge them in the front with the spear levy. Let's kill their general. That's a good idea. And the katana infantry need to get in there as well. Actually, we still need to kill the Yariki.
Ready to attack, sir!
Let's kill their general. Over on this flank, we've won. Get the spears into those Yarikachi. Maybe we just charge into those as well. I think overall we're doing pretty well. Yeah, their general's just been killed. Let's get my general out of the way there. Get the spear levy to charge down their general. Katana Kachi just absolutely wrecked the levy infantry there. Oh my lord. Come on, Shizengumi. Just fire away. Go on to guard.
Your victory is close,
Oh, we've
sir.
done it. Okay. Well, that'll do. That was pretty awesome. We just ran down their lines. Need to make sure we kill off as many as possible. Their general's nearly dead. Wow. What a battle. Speed it up. It looks totally awesome as well with like this mist and the rain and everything. Really cool. Okay, I think that'll have to do. We'll quit the battle there for a close victory. I don't think that was that close actually. Making sure I used my rally and inspire abilities was important for the spear levy on the left flank, but other than that, it was okay. Perfectly okay. I only lost 446, I lost 1,500. And we're definitely going to be able to go and take their settlement. But unfortunately, guys, that has been my time. So, what we're going to do is move on in the next episode to wipe out this army and take the settlement. We have the rest of our forces on the way, so we're getting pretty strong. We have the Sendai at our backs, who we're allied with, so we don't need to worry about that for now. And we're also allied on this flank with the Nagaoka. So that's great. We're going to probably take out the Utsunomiya, and then we will take out the Mito over here. That'll be the next target, I think, at Hitachi. Alright, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.